Hey y'all, I'm Karen Mayer Cunningham, the special education boss. If you've ever felt confused, overwhelmed, or just plain frustrated at the 504 IEP table, you are in the right place. Every week, I'm breaking down the rules, the rights, and the realities of special education so you can walk into meetings informed, empowered, and ready to make real change. And whether you're a parent, a teacher, an advocate, a school-based member, or somebody who's just trying to do right by a student, this podcast gives you straight talk, real answers, and tools that you can use immediately. I'm not here to play politics. I'm not here to play sides. I'm here to train people who sit at the table and teach you how to follow the law, ask the right questions, and protect the rights of students. So go ahead and hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change. We're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody. Welcome to today's version, today's episode, today's ongoing saga of the Epic IEP. And this is going to be a little bit longer, but you're going to want to hear this because I want you to have this information so that you can pivot in meetings. Sometimes this information is fun. Sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes it's fantastic. I think it's a little bit of all. So let's talk about it. So we're in an IEP meeting talking about the students' needs and everything's going fine. I think people always say the meeting's going fine until we disagree, until the parent disagrees with the school. Can I just ask you, just for the school-based members, why is it wrong if the parent disagrees with the school? I mean, really, I want to know that answer. Why is that wrong? Why do you get upset that the parent disagrees with something at the meeting? Like, there's no other place in our life that we would get upset if I was having a meeting with another human and somebody disagreed with me. And here's what we often do at schools that we should probably stop saying, even if you feel it. I feel lots of things at meetings I don't say, but don't say it. You know why? Because it's going to be in the notes. It's going to be in the case conference. It's going to be on the recording, and it doesn't look good, right? And so we're in a meeting. We're going along, working through things. And we get to an area of the IEP that we just can't agree on. And it's actually something pretty important. But when you agree to IEP goals, we were talking about annual IEP goals. It says the annual IEP goal, and it says two things under it. It says implementer, and it says evaluation method. And so the school had put special education for the IEP goal implementer. And I said, we would want that to say general ed too, because she's in general ed for that. And they said, no. What do you mean no? We haven't gotten to the schedule of services, but for now, we're only going to put special ed, and we'll just come back to that. So here's what you need to know. The reason that we have a document, an Epic IEP, is because we're obligated to implement it. So I know as an advocate, the reason that the school doesn't want to put general ed is because they're going to propose that the student is removed from general ed, right? And I put that implementer on, not to gotcha, but I believe that she's been successful in general ed. She met all of her IEP goals. And in science and social studies, what we're talking about, nobody had any area of need. She didn't regress. Nobody said that she was a problem. Nobody said we are working with her and she's not making progress. There's not a benefit. None of that had happened, right? And so I said, well, then we'll have to disagree on these two goals. Why? Because we disagree with the goal. No, you disagree with the implementer. That's part of the goal, right? And so I've done this long enough not to be tricked into something or the parent to be tricked into something. And she said, well, I'm confused. I said, tell me what you're confused about. She goes, I thought we were collaborating. I said, we are collaborating. Well, then why would you disagree with this? And that really is the kicker. So if you work at a school and you feel that way, you just got to tease that out. What does that mean? It would be odd if every parent came into every IEP meeting and agreed with all the words in paperwork. That doesn't even make sense, right? And so I just want, as school-based members, and you guys are amazing, let's not say that. Even if we feel that way, let's not say that. The reason that the law, it's not my law, it's federal law. It's federal. You guys have this book. Have you seen this book? Did they ever bust this out at your trainings at school? Probably not. Do you know all 115 federal regulations for special education? Has your boss taught you that? So it says that IEP stakeholders, do you know who the first stakeholder is? The parent. Do you know why it's in that order? For a reason, right? And so don't say in a meeting, you guys, I thought we were going to collaborate. which is really code for you saying, I thought you were going to agree with me for everything, right? And so that's manipulation. So I want to remind all of us, we've all been given in IEP meetings the gift of persuasion. Everybody at the meeting has the gift of persuasion, the advocate, the parent, the evaluators. Let's make sure that we're not using that gift to manipulate instead of persuade. So keep doing great things. We'll see you guys in the next training. Hit subscribe, share this with a friend, and you know what? Meet me back here every single week. We're not just talking about change, we're making it. Because when you know better, you do better. And when we get it right for the child, we get it right for everybody.